vine, you are the branches. He that abides in me and I in him, the same brings forth much fruit. For without me you can do nothing. If you abide in me and my words abide in you, you shall ask what you will, and it shall be given unto you. Our students here at this college, they stand out from other students in this world that go to other colleges. They stand out from young people in this world. And the spiritual fruit that they're producing, just like with us, it should fill our lives abundantly. Every little nook and cranny of our lives should be filled up with that fruit. And that's what we're striving toward. That's the hard way of life, the challenging way. But we grow into it more and more. And God wants even the seemingly insignificant things that we do from day to day to be filled up with His Spirit and connected to the vine.
Sprayed, aerosol, face, and Bailey galloped off to find this aerosol can and see what it was. He retrieved it and brought it back to the group and set about trying to decipher what was written on this can. Being the linguistics expert that he is, he quickly assumed that it was written in European. He blurted out.
So this man comes up and I see him just, barreling towards us. And then suddenly he comes to a stop. Just wide-eyed, just stunned. Like a deer caught in the headlights. Reese meets him the rest of the way and says, "Oh, here you go." "Oh, no, you keep it." "What? Are you sure?" "Yeah, I ain't seen nobody else open a door for a lady like that."
It's really a study of God's mind and how smart He is and how He pays attention to just really every little detail. And there's really a beautiful science that's emerging behind that where they try and imitate that. And you study nature and you study architecture, and architects a lot of the times, they try to design a building so that it fits in the environment it's going in. For example, a building or a home in Arizona in the middle of a desert will look different from a home in New Hampshire in a forest. But apart from aesthetics, there's also a functional purpose that we can learn from nature that can be implemented into architecture.
Ryan Friesen gave me a gift. He taught me the power of example. And over the years, I've noticed that we all have that gift to give. And it's really up to everyone else to find it. So tonight, I'd like to encourage you to actively seek positive examples in other people.
Your grandma? What? What are you talking about? My grandma bought that. I saw her do it. And she said no. She told me to call her grandma. And I just kind of was like, well, that's not accurate. You're not biologically her grandchild. So it really, as an 8-year-old, did not sit well to me at all to have, my grandma be shared by everyone. But looking back on it, even though I couldn't wrap my mind around sharing my grandma, that was probably the most amazing thing that I can think of when I look back on her, was that her love wasn't reserved to her biological grandchildren. It wasn't something that she kept for us because we were her own flesh and blood. She wanted to give that to everyone, to anyone who needed it, to anyone who she felt could use some love in their life.
So I went to the dig site, 6:30 in the morning, and Amir says, "Good morning, Kyle. Go move those boulders." All right, perfect. So I go down to my squat position, get my lumbar curve in, grab the rock, and I just think, here it is. This healing is coming. It's already happened, just my hand is going to be healed. And I pick up the rock, and everything left my hand. All the pain, all the swelling. I threw the rock away, and I had full range of motion in my hand. Just to give you an idea of how much this was healed, how this was a miracle from God, remember, I cut my hand, but I also cut my arm. My hand was cut twice as deep as the one on my arm. My arm was very superficial, very, very thin. The hand, which I've been prayed about and anointed, healed completely before my arm.
And again, the TV's on, oddball station, turned down low. And as soon as he said, "I just don't know," 4 seconds later it popped up there on TV. The Philadelphia Church of God, Kia David, Pastor General Gerald Fleury, Sunday morning, 7 a.m. And it went off just like that. Immediately again, as soon as we wanted to know an answer, God showed us. It was so real to us. It was at that point that God became so real to me because I wanted to know an answer about God's truth. And God answered me almost instantaneously. Now, those were definitely some miracles in my life during that time that God used to communicate to me to show that He is so real and so involved at listening to us and in our lives. But let's just take a look back now at the greater miracle here that happened.
He was a writer, a teacher, a minister, regional director. To his wife, who is here tonight, he was a loving husband. To his family, he was a patriarch. And he founded a legacy like we heard about from Mr. Stephen Fleury. He was a husband, father, co-worker, and to me, he was the best granddad that I could ever have.